Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. We sit them down with one of our regular dealers. Now, they're going to try and tempt you with a cash offer on the table today.
This is my final offer.
If that's not thought to be enough money, there's an alternative. Place the same goods into a local auction in the hope that you will get a little bit more money there. Today the show comes to you from Llandudno in North Wales. There's a great crowd of people here. They've brought along their goodies, their treasures. They want to cash them in. They want to do business. They want to walk away with the real deal.
In the busy dealer's den, Corrie may have met her match with our first seller.
Hi, Doug, I'm Corrie.
Hello, Corrie. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, and lovely to meet him.
Well, he's a nice little interesting character, isn't he?
You're right there, yes, he is.
Do you know, he dates from about 1830, maybe 1840, and he's quite unusual. He's quite grotesque, as you can see from his teeth. He's got a lovely set, all his own teeth, but the really thing which makes him stand out from the crowd is the fact that he's still got his hat, his lid, which most of them have lost. And I know that you probably will be very excited about this and want to make me an excellent offer.
If he's so great, why are you selling him?
This is an odd one out from my collection. I feel he's now beginning to be restless and he's looking for a new home.
The key to the new home is going to be?
Enormously expensive.
Enormously expensive. So we're looking for a gold key to his new home.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right,
yes,
OK.
Yeah.
I think he is lovely. He's really interesting. I think he's got great expression, great stockings, and the fact that his hat is still on his head is really, really good news. So let's put some money on the table, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, we'll start with 20. 40. 60.
80.
100.
Yeah.
And 20. We're getting there.
Yeah, I'd like to be fair with you, yeah.
We are getting there in my
I think
estimation.
so, yes.
140. How do we feel about that?
Well, it's a very generous offer. And if you'd like to put some more on, then maybe we could do a deal.
There's 150 on the table. Would that be enough?
I think we've got a deal.
Well, I'm glad he's going to a good home.
Thank you, Colin.
Gold
Look
key,
after
mind
him.
you. I will.
Now let's see if a good home can also be found for a well-travelled piece of furniture.
No mean trick, I shouldn't think, bringing this on, was it?
It's heavy.
Yeah, it is very heavy, isn't it?
Extra heavy.
It's teak, I would say. Anglo-Indian.
That's right, because
Hardwood.
that's where it was made.
And so
in
did you
India.
buy it from there and bring it back
No,
over here?
it was made to order by a friend of ours who was 40 years freelance missionary in southern India.
And so what sort of age are you aware this was from? I mean, you say 40 years.
Turn of the century.
That long ago, you think? It's interesting because this type of furniture, very good quality, very heavy, as it's indigenous woods to where they were made, India and so on. And what a wacky way of locking it. I mean, goodness me.
Yes.
I mean, it looks almost Heath Robertson, and yet it's hinged and it's correct, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you have a key
Maybe
for
it's
this, I
typical.
understand.
Here we are.
Yeah, let's have a look at the key.
Rather bent, but it works.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Nothing
No.
very exciting about it, I'm afraid. No.
No.
I don't normally buy this Anglo-Indian furniture, but there's something about this one that does catch my eye, and I'll have a go. I'll have a go at buying it.
All right.
20, 40, 60. 80 pounds.
£80. So, when does David Dickinson come in on the scene?
David Dickinson, sir, is here now. Okay.
Oh, splendid. Thank you.
Bit of colonial furniture, I suppose. Not a lot of money on the table. 20, 40, 60...
80.
80. Well, I can tell you, what's on the table is more than our independent valuers thought. They thought 50 to 70. Stuart, 80, you are on the money. Though I would like to think it was worth a little bit more, I would be nervous to push you towards the auction unless you want to gamble.
What about 100?
What about 60?
I'd do it for 100.
80 is my price, I'm afraid.
Well, you'll be getting something special.
We have a deal? Thank you.
Yes, that'll be all right.
The dealer's den has a foreign feel as we leave India to journey to France at Janice's table and a set of books by 19th century geographer Onesime Reclus.
And what have you brought today?
Well, I brought these books. I don't know a great deal about them. They're in French and they came out of an attic of a house that we bought several years ago.
And have you used them at all?
No, because they're in French.
And I take it you don't read French or speak
No,
French?
no.
They're very interesting. There's 5 volumes. They are... It's got a nice date of 1913 in the inscription. There's some lovely illustrations in here, but the one thing that does concern me, I don't know if you've seen here, there is a lot of damage to the books, which has been caused by keeping them in the attic, I'm afraid. The condition on the outside isn't too bad. They have actually got a little bit of damage, but it's nothing too terrible. Do you have a figure in mind that you're looking for today?
Not really, no. I just came with an open mind.
OK. Right, well, I better get some money on the table then. Let me have a see. I'll start with 20, 30 pounds. How do you feel about that?
Oh, no, I'd want more than that, to be honest.
More than that?
Yeah.
What I will do is I'll take this £10 away and I'll put another £20 on there, so we're at £40 in total. Am I near to what you're looking for?
Well, a bit nearer, but I'd still like a bit more for them, to be honest.
A bit more for them.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go another 10, and that's going to be my limit, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
No, I think I should take them to auction.
Do you want to take them to auction?
Yes.
OK, well, that's great, and I wish you all the best at auction. Good
OK,
luck.
thank you. Thank you
very much indeed.
Thank you.
So it's bonjour to the bidders as the books go under the gavel of auctioneer Simon Bower.
Right, 15,109.
Lynn can't make it, so David will keep an eye on events.
Lynn McKay brought along 5 tooled leather volumes. They're here in the sale room with a £70 to £100 estimation, and they have a reserve of £60. I think they're cheap as chips. The important thing is, what do the people here in the sale room think? Let's find out.
Paris 1914. Lovely set of books, aren't they? Lot 170, the atlases. Bid to me at £40 start for the group. At 40 bid 5, at 45 bid 50, 55, 60.
They're still cheap.
£60 I'm bid. 80, 85, 90, £90 I'm bid. At £90 bid.
At £90, not dear.
At £90, hammers up at 90.
Gavel has gone down at £90. Take away 10%, £9, and you have £81. Lynn, that wasn't a bad find in the attic after all. We're sending on the real deal to you, £81.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal, where the locals of Llandudno in North Wales have left their buckets and spades to head to our dealer's den. And it's over to Simon Schneider to see if he'll dish out the money for this next item.
You brought in something very attractive. It's caught my eye. I like it. What are you going to tell me about it?
I don't know very much about it at all. It's been in my family for as long as I can remember.
Something that's just sort of been handed down through the generations?
Yes, that's right.
It's a small dish made of ivory, and we've got 3 figures that surround it. And inside this small ivory bowl, we've got various sort of mother of pearl and bits of coral inlaid in what is called shubiana. Right. I believe this to be Japanese, probably what we call Meiji period, which is approximately 1890 to 1915. It's a very short period. Well, I like it very much. I think the only other thing I should say about it is if I very carefully just sort of disconnect this a second and we turn it over, there's something we should mention. There's a little signature.
Yes.
Yeah, that tiny little inlaid mother of pearl has got a wee signature on it. Now, I can't make out the name on the signature, but it's quite nice to see it signed. It's just another sort of confirmation of the quality, if you like, that someone, whoever made it, thought enough about it to put their name on it. And that's always a nice sign with anything from this period. I think the only thing missing might be there's nothing there, is there? So there would have been, what, maybe something else in his arm or hand that would have gone in there. As far as I can see, that's, unless you know any different, that's all that's actually missing from it.
That's all I think is missing.
Okay. So, having said all that, I would like to pay you £150.
I think it's worth more than that.
That's not impressing you, is it? 150?
No.
170?
No, it's not enough.
£200.
I would like another one of those and I would be happy.
Right. Well, in that case, I think the most sensible thing I can do is put down another 50, say £250. Can we have a deal?
Yes, we can have a deal.
Thank you very much, Gina, for bringing in a really nice object. Thank you.
Next, Janice has a familiar famous name at her table.
You brought in a Clarice Cliff Bizarre Collection conical bowl.
Yeah.
And this is a reproduction set that was made by Midwinter.
Yes, that's right.
And how long have you had the piece?
Well, I've had it 18 months to 2 years.
And where did you get it?
We bought it in an auction.
Did you?
Yeah.
And are you you're looking to sell the piece today?
Yes.
And what would you do with the money?
I may buy something else.
Or you may squander it.
Yes. That's a better idea.
It's a better idea. OK. It's very nice because it's actually in the original box.
Yes.
You've looked after it very nicely. Mm-hmm. It's marked on the bottom that it's a limited edition of 250 and it's actually numbered. This is number 123. It is signed Clarice Cliff on the bottom, but although it is signed Clarice Cliff, it's not an original Clarice Cliff piece. It's a reproduction piece that was made by Midwinter because Clarice Cliff was so popular. And they do come with their own certificates so that you know exactly how many have been made. It is a guarantee of their authenticity, and it does show that it's been made in the same tradition that Clarice Cliff pieces were made. Really is a nice piece. Well, I'd like to make you an offer on this piece. So I'll better get some money out. 20, 40, 60, £80. Now, what do you think about that?
Well, I was hoping for more for it.
Do you have any idea how much you're looking for?
Well, I do, yes, but I'd like you to make me an offer.
Tell me.
No.
You don't have to say what you're looking for. Our dealer has to put down the money and try and tempt you. What I can tell you is our independent valuers place an estimation on this of 120 to 170 within that range. I think it's a nice item, that, and I'm not sure that's enough money. I'm going to say the 120 to 170 within that range, otherwise gamble at auction.
Okay.
Right, Janice, I better see what we can do now. So we've got £80 on the table, £100, 20, 40, and in the other pocket, I've got a 10. So we're up to 150 now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I was hoping for a little more.
What I can do, if I take that 10 off and put another 20 on there, do we have a deal, Janice?
Yes, yes, I
Brilliant.
think so.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Back in the dealer's den, something very unusual has landed on Stuart's table.
I'm going to let you tell me all about it first, as I've got some funny ideas about this.
Have you?
And a few things to say about it, well, lots to say about it.
Right, yeah.
Tell me first what you know about it, please.
Not a lot. I bought it about 15 years ago from my husband as a present because he has a boat and he's quite obsessed with the weather.
Right, well, it's got a name on it, and so from what you're saying and what I can see here, it's a relative humidity hygrometer. So it's a barometer.
Yeah.
And it works on a bellows principle, so it tells you the pressure of the weather. And it's perspex, which was disappointing. I wanted that to be glass. Do you know what it resembles?
A Sputnik.
A Sputnik, yes. Don't you find that intriguing,
No.
interesting, why they should... And that's the first thing that hit me. I haven't seen one before.
No.
There's lots of plastic in it, so I'm not really mad about it from that point of view.
No.
The fact that it's a hygrometer, barometer is interesting, but it's shaped like a Sputnik. It comes in two pieces. This lifts up. But what I do discover, that this here has got a thread inside.
Yes.
And this also has a wall hanging hook here. You say your husband has a boat, you mentioned it, and I think this would have been a gimbal fitting.
Ah,
so
right.
you hung it on the wall and that sort of suspended itself.
Oh, I see.
So almost, again, like a Sputnik in free running in space. So there is something missing there.
Yeah.
So a combination of lots of plastic, which I'm not mad about, something missing I'm not mad about, 1960s I'm not mad about.
It's not got a lot going for
But
it then.
Sputniks, I think is super. I think it really is super. So why are you selling it?
Because it's horrible.
Ah, well, I'll go along with that a bit. Let's see what I can find for you. £40 for a Sputnik.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's very bold of you. I really want to pay £40 for it. I'll make another tenner and I'll pay you 50 for it, or I'll bid you 50 for it. The choice is yours.
Right.
It's a lovely bit of nonsense. It's not complete. 50 quid for plastic. I can't believe I'm doing it. 50 quid, is that any better for you?
Right.
Say no, please, say no.
Definitely not going to go any more then.
No.
I was thinking dress and shoes, but...
I think it'll get you a shoe. I can't believe I bid you 50 quid for it, but there you go.
OK then, Stuart.
OK, you're not
it's
going
a
to say
deal.
yes, are you?
Yes, I'm going to say yes.
Thank you very much, I'll think.
Coming up.
Well, first of all, when I saw this arriving this morning, I thought Johnny Depp may have sent this from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
And it's over to Corrie, whose table is weighed down by this sparkling collection.
And how long has it taken you to collect these?
Over 20 years I've been collecting.
Over 20 years?
Yes.
And how many have you got?
There's about 600 left now. I had 800.
This is just the tip of an iceberg?
Yes, yes, it is, yes.
And what attracts you? What makes you want to go and buy that brooch?
Just the sparkles. If it shines, I bought it.
Well, I can see from what you're wearing that, you know, you use them, you wear them.
Yes.
And where do you keep them?
Hanging on the wall in the bedroom. So when the sun comes up and hits them, it's just magnificent. You know, the room all lights up.
Must be absolutely lovely. And I love this one because it's pink.
Yes.
And I love this one. It's like a Christmas tree.
Yes, it is a Christmas tree,
It's a
that
Christmas
one. It's
tree.
a Wheeze. It's a designer name. I don't know much about where it's from.
These have a value. And obviously you've collected them over the years. Some of these are prettier than others. And as a collection, the only sort of slight downfall is at the moment brooches are not as saleable as, say, earrings and necklaces. They just seem to be slightly out of fashion. Most of these, I would say, are post-Second World War. 50s and 60s, 70s, those kind of dates. So they don't really have an intrinsic value. Do we have a figure in mind?
Sort of.
A sort of figure in mind. So not a firm figure in mind?
No, no.
Well, let's put some money on the table and see how far we get.
Okay.
It's 20, 40. 50.
No.
So you have a very firm...
Yes.
You do realise you don't have to take what I offer. They can go to auction.
Yes.
So I'm going to add a little bit more. another 20 there. You've got 70 on the table.
No, I'd like a bit more than that, please.
I understand. Here comes David to help you.
Well, first of all, when I saw this arriving this morning, I thought Johnny Depp may have sent this from the Pirates of the Caribbean, these exotic jewels. They are smart, quite pretty, but of course they're costume. And there is a marketplace, they are collectible. I can tell you the independent valuers and the auctioneer, they see them at 100 to 150 pounds. Why are you parting with them?
Oh, I've got so many of them, and the grandchildren won't want them.
Right, I'm going to let you make a decision. Corrie's put down £70. Now, if there's no more money forthcoming, you could say, I'll go to auction. Ah, let's see what we can get for that treasure there, my hearties.
I can put a little bit more on the table. Let's see, another 10, that's 80. And that is my final offer. Is that going to be enough?
No.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck at auction.
Thank you very much.
I hope you do really well.
Me. Thank you.
Hopefully the bidders will be dazzled by Ursula's costume jewellery as it goes under the gavel.
Now, Ursula, on the dealer's day, you brought along a fabulous collection of costume jewellery. They're coming up now with an estimation of 150 to 180, and the reserve is 150 quid. It's coming up now.
OK, a good varied selection there. Lot 140, and bids from me at £80 the start. At 80 bid on those nice costume brooches, 90, 100, 100 bid, 110, 120, 130.
Just waving a card. I want them, I want them, I want them. She's just holding a card in the air. 150 bid, 150 bid. In the room, that 150 is a 60. 150. Lady's going to buy them. OK. Very enthusiastic bidder in the front row here. £150. Take away the 10%, £135. What's your first reaction?
Yes, fine.
Pleased?
Yes, I am. Yes.
On the day, £150 under the gavel. You made the right choice. £135. That's the real deal.
Next, Stuart takes a sharp intake of breath when he sees this rare item.
What have you brought along for us today?
Pipe.
A pipe. It's known as a Churchwarden pipe. This is most unusual Churchwarden pipe. You can still buy the clay ones today. They're very similar to that in length, and you have some societies that still use them and smoke them. But originally, it would have been the gentlemen of the day that would use them, and it would be smoked in the pub after dinner and so on. Amazing, amazing thing. What's most amazing about it, two things that's really good about it, there's three things actually I could keep on. It's complete and in good condition, and it's made of steel. Now, normally they're clay, as I said, and I would have expected this one to be brass, but it's actually steel. The most amazing thing about it, and you know about this, is that it does unscrew
To 3 parts.
into 3 parts. So not only has it got the thread, but it's still a pipe. It's still able to be smoked. So this is very, very interesting. I would have said it's probably middle 19th century. So we're talking 1850, maybe 20 years either way or so. But really quite unusual. How did you come by it?
It was my husband's.
Your husband's?
He was a collector of order.
Of anything? Or
Yeah, anything.
not just pipes?
No, anything.
Now, he didn't ever smoke it though, did he?
No.
Because I can't...
No, he didn't.
Doesn't smell of tobacco at all, and tobacco does stay around a long time. So, why are you parting with it now? Does it not have any memories for you?
No,
Particularly
not really.
just a... No, lovely thing. I like this. Let's see if I can buy it. Okay. 20. You must have an idea. I'm not asking you, but you've got an idea. Let's see if we can surprise you with this. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, £120. I said I like it. It's a no. You like it better than I do by the look of it.
I've come in here now, Phyllis, because I think we're at an important stage. Everyone that's seen it from our independent valuers, they are very enthusiastic about it. And they're saying 100 to 180, somewhere in that region. I think your job now is to smile at Stuart and say, please, Mr. Stuart, could you give a little bit more? And I think if you could get a little bit more, then I would snap the money off the table. It might bring more at auction, but it's a bit of a gamble.
120 on the table. I'll do £140. You happy with that?
Yeah.
We have a deal?
Yes.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
Now Simon has a visitor calling with a couple of dainty card cases.
How did you come to own these?
The silver one belonged to my grandmother and was given to her by my grandfather. And subsequently she bought the other one for my aunt, her daughter, prior to emigrating to South Africa. So it's been halfway across the world and back. So I'm having a clear out, which is not to say I'm going to give them away.
Of course not, no, nor would we expect you to. So, Joe, do you know actually what they were used for?
Yes, they're visiting card boxes. They have in fact got one remaining card in each. The silver one was my grandmother's card box, given to her by my grandfather.
OK, well, the card's still in here, so
yes.
I need my glass to look at this, but it reads Mrs. George Gerard Baker.
That's right.
Oxford Road, Waterloo, Liverpool.
And there's an inscription on the silver box, Steenie being my grandmother's pet's name.
Actually, it's a very nice description. Steenie from George, Christmas 1899.
1899, that's right. Yes.
Well, it's lovely that that's been in your family for well over a century now.
Yes, indeed.
So that's very nice. And of course, you're absolutely correct what you say about the cases. We're talking about days long ago before there were telephones and things like that. So when someone went to visit somebody, they would quite simply leave one of their cards and either swap them over. So obviously they needed something to carry them around in. So card cases became very popular. This is just a pretty basic, I say basic, but a very attractive silver card case dating from around the end of the 19th century, made in solid silver. What I do like about this, sometimes they're just sort of rectangular and plain, but this is nicely scalloped around the edges here, so it's got a bit of shape to it. And the other thing I like about this is the wonderful engraving, which we call bright cut engraving, and that's all been done. Can you see the sort of work that's gone into that?
Yes.
And that's covered the whole surface apart from just the wee shield there where they put the inscription. I think that's a very nice piece of Victorian silver.
Yes.
The other case you've got here is mother of pearl. And having had a quick look at this, the only problem with this one is it's lost a few sections of mother of pearl.
Yes.
And that sort of happens because obviously it's all made in sections. And unfortunately that does sort of affect the value of it a little bit. And so I know that's going to be quite difficult for me to sell. But that one I can sell quite easily and I like. So most of the money, I'm going to give you a price for them both as you've bought them in. But most of the money is going on the silver one here.
Fair enough.
20, 40, 60, £70.
I think it might achieve, or they might individually achieve more than that at auction.
Yeah, there's always that possibility.
Yeah.
So that's not enough, in other words. Well, look, what about if I took that £10 away and I put £20 down and said £80 for two?
At the low end of the range of acceptability.
The low end of it's getting near the range of acceptability. That's interesting.
Yes.
Go on, I'm going to go against my better judgment here. This is my final offer. £100. Well, it's your choice, sir, and whatever you choose, I hope it's the best
Now, is it
choice
going to be
for you.
more attractive for me to take these back and put them back in the clutter box, or is the money more attractive to put in the bank?
I know what I'd do.
I think on balance, it's the sensible thing.
It's a deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for bringing them in, sir. Pleasure meeting you.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal, where all sorts of antiques and curios have kept our dealers busy throughout the day. Now it's playtime on Corrie's table.
And you brought along these amazing toys.
Aren't they just?
Yeah, they really are. Tell me how you came by them.
My mother-in-law gave them me, 10, 12 years ago and said, they'll be worth something with it one day, these, and they belong to my husband. They've been up in the loft. My daughter came home last weekend and said, it's time we had a clear out. There they were, and she said, you need to get rid of these, Mother. So here they are.
Well, they're a great collection. I mean, you've got a Triang Mini, and I love this one. Can I lift it?
Of course you can.
This is just such a sexy little sports car. And look at the driver with his blue helmet, and it's in the original box, Cunningham C3R Road Racer. I mean, it's wonderful. And the box is in such good condition. I mean, lovely. And I love him. I mean,
isn't he wonderful?
Yeah, he says Scout Patrol, and he's got the AA emblem. And he's in lovely condition. Green man in uniform.
There you go.
I just think these are fantastic. I'm just looking at them. I mean, look, the Mini. I mean, how cool is that? And it's DH Comet Airliner. I mean, and he kept them in boxes.
Well, his mother kept them in boxes.
Well, bless his mother. That's all I can say.
Well, yes, she always had things just so.
I can imagine that were you to go to auction, considering the condition and the condition of the boxes, two boys in their 40s or 50s would really fight for some of these. I think they're wonderful. So I'm going to put some money down on the table. You're welcome to take it. And put 250s. There's 100 on the table.
Okay.
That's an offer.
Yes, I think I'll take your suggestion that we need two boys who like toys. Yes, I'll send them to the auction.
Well, I hope you do really well, and I have a feeling you're going to be very happy with the result.
Good.
So thank you so much for bringing them in.
It's been my pleasure.
Well, it's been great fun for me too.
Jill turned down Corrie's £100 for a collection of Dinky toys, so they're about to go under the gavel. As Jill is away, her friend Marion has come along to steer her interests.
I have Marion here. You're Jill's friend.
I am, yes.
Now, where is Jill today?
She's in New York, flying back tomorrow.
Blimey. On the dealer's day, Jill brought along a fabulous collection of Dinky Matchbox toys. There's quite a lot of them. What's happened is, to maximise the chances of getting the best price, they have been split into 5 consecutive lots. So we're going to sell one lot, then on to the next, and on to the next. And we're going to sell 5 lots. Of these 5 lots, the estimation is £50 to £100 on each lot, but there's a reserve of 70. I'm told that Jill's mother-in-law said one day these will be worth something. Let's see if she was right. They're coming up now.
205. There we are. We've got the first of the Dinkies. There we are. The Slumberland van and the Foden tanker. 205, and bids to me at £40 for the 2. In the boxes as well, at £40 fine, 45 bid for the 2. At 45 bid, 50, 50 bid, 55, 55 bid, 60.
60, close to the reserve. £70, they're at the reserve.
75, 75 bid, 80, 80 bid, 85, 85, 90, 95, 100, 110.
They like this lot.
160, 160 bid. All the first of them then at 160.
160, first lot sold. Coming up now is the next lot.
£40 with me at 40. At £40 bid, 40 bid, £40 bid for the 2, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. At 75 bid. Arlig 80 now then for the 2 at 75.
Second lot, £75. This is the third lot of the Dinky toys, the breakdown lorry, and another lot as well.
120, 130, 140, 50, 160, 70.
Oh, they like this.
90, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300.
This is just one of the lots, 300.
At 300 bid, 300 bid, back the bid mine, at 300.
That was a cracker, wasn't it? £300 for that lot. Let's see what the next lot brings.
90 bid, 100, 110, 120, 130, at 130 bid, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, at 320.
That ticket to New York by aeroplane has been paid for, hasn't it?
320 bid. In the room at 320, at 320 and sold at 320. 1, 2.
They really are doing well. The first 4 lots have done brilliantly well. 160, 75 pounds, 300 pounds, and the last lot 320 pounds. I can tell you we're up to 855 pounds. Wow. Did she go first class to New York? Well, she can afford to, nearly. OK, here we go. Last of the Dinkies.
And £70 starts me straight in for the bag at 70 bid. At 70 bid, 80, 80 bid, 90, 100.
100. They want it. 120, 140, 160.
200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 320, 40, 340 bid, 340 bid, 340, 60, 380 bid, 380 bid, 380, 400, 400 bid, 420, 420 bid, 420 bid, 420 bid. Out on the phone, Geraint at 420. It's in
on the telephone against the room.
420 and off then at 420.
Gavel's gone down at 420. I make that £1,275. Take away the commission, just under £1,150.
Wonderful.
What a fantastic result. Now, will she be pleased?
She'll be absolutely thrilled. She really will.
What good news. She's on her way back from a wonderful holiday in New York. They've just made £1,275 under the gavel. Yeah. Take away the 10% commission, and that's £1,147.
She'll be really thrilled.
On the day, the real deal in Dinky Matchbox Toys was here. 1,150 quid. Wow, what a fantastic price.
Corrie certainly missed out on that deal and unfortunately hasn't managed to move on the Toby jug.
Out come the notes.
Out come the notes.
Stuart seemed to be on a spending spree, but was he too flash with his cash as he hasn't sold any of his items yet?
50 quid for plastic. I can't believe I'm doing it. I hope they're not watching. No one's watching this.
On the other hand, Simon's done well today, selling his favourite car case for £120 and the Shubiana dish for £350.
We've just had a fantastic result here in the sale room. On the dealer's day, Jill brought along a collection of Dinky Matchbox toys. They've just brought under the gavel £1,275. What a result.